Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram. Radha Shama Sundar, Radha Shama Sundar, Radhe. Jaya Gora Nitai, Jaya Gora Nitai, Gora Nitai, Jaya Gora Nitai. Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. जय युग धर्म हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। We are reading from Canto 10, Chapter 81. The Lord blesses Sudāmā, brāhmaṇa, text number 5. Iti uktopi dvijas tasmai vrīḍitaḥ pataye śriyaḥ pṛthuka-prasṛtiṁ rājan na prāyacchad avāṅ-mukhaḥ iti ukto dviyas tasmai vrīḍitaḥ pataye śriyaḥ pṛthuka-prasṛtiṁ rājan na prāyacchad avāṅ-mukhaḥ iti ukto dviyas tasmai vrīḍitaḥ pataye śriyaḥ pṛthuka-prasṛtiṁ rājan na prāyacchad avāṅ-mukhaḥ. prāyacchad avāṅ-mukhaḥ. Mataji, tasmai word by word meaning. Iti, thus. Uktaḥ, addressed. Api, although. Dvijaḥ, the brāhmaṇa. Tasmai, to him. Vrīḍitaḥ, embarrassed. Pataye, to the husband. śriyaḥ, of the goddess of fortune. Prithak, of flat rice. Prasṛtim, the palmfuls. Rājan, O King Parīkṣit. Na prāyacchad, did not offer. Avāk, bow down. Mukhaḥ, whose head. Translation and purport by the followers of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Śukadeva Gosvāmī continued, even after being addressed in this way, O King, the brāhmana felt too embarrassed to offer his palmful of flat rice to the husband of goddess of fortune. He simply kept his head bowed in shame. Please repeat. Śukadeva Gosvāmī continued, even after being addressed in this way, O King, the brāhmana felt too embarrassed to offer his palmful of flat rice to the husband of goddess of fortune. He simply kept his head bowed in shame. Purport. According to Ācārya Viśvanātha Cakravartī, the description here of Kṛṣṇa as the husband of goddess of fortune implies that Sudāmā questioned himself, how can the Lord of Śrī eat this hard, stale rice? By bowing his head, the Brahmana revealed his meditation. My dear Master, please do not make me ashamed. Even if you request it from me repeatedly, I will not give this to you. I have made up my mind. But the Lord countered with his own thought. The intention you had fixed in your mind while coming here must not be frustrated, for you are my devotee. Om Ajnānatimirandhasya Jnānāñjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyeva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. So it's a very beautiful pastime of the loving reciprocation between Lord and his devotee who are desireless. So the pure devotees are totally desireless. And yesterday we heard from His Holiness Janardhan Swami Maharaj that what Kṛṣṇa is looking for is love. So the only verse rather in Bhagavatam from Bhagavad Gita, Patram Pushpam Phalam Thoyam. So this is one of the most important points which we all would appreciate about Bhagavatam, that it inspires us to hear more and more about Kṛṣṇa. Any chapter, any pastime, any canto of Bhagavatam we can read, single inspiration is to hear more about Kṛṣṇa, to glorify Kṛṣṇa. That's the purpose of our life. So this is in one of the class given by Prabhupada. He says, so this katha, Hari katha, Kṛṣṇa katha, should be heard from devotees in the association of devotees. Shrunatam swakatha, then Kṛṣṇa will help. Kṛṣṇa is very intelligent, more intelligent than you. So he knows our heart. what for? I am hearing. Then he will help us. So this is quite much connected with what Sudāmā is going through also here. So Kṛṣṇa knows the heart. We don't have to speak it out loud. Even if we speak, we don't speak, still he knows it. So we might not understand, but Kṛṣṇa understands because he's sitting right here, next where all the thing originates from, he's sitting next. So it's very important, as Prabhupada is emphasizing here, that if we keep hearing, then all desires, Kṛṣṇa is fulfilling. So now we will take some series of pastimes from Bhagavatam, how different devotees manifested desire, some did not manifest desire. Still Kṛṣṇa is fulfilling their desires and they are happily engaged in performing devotional service. So one reflection or one realization I got is that it is not, and nothing is to be condemned if anybody has a desire, even though it's a material desire. Kṛṣṇa is not condemning it, rather he's okay with that. In Bhagavad Gita also he says that 4 kind of people comes to me, that it's all about desire. So he's acknowledging that. And also Bhagavatam, akama sarva kamova, that verse also says the same thing. If you have material desire, if you desire for liberation, or no desire, okay, you are top class. So whatever class you have to come to me. So if I am in seen you doing some activity which is more on material platform, then devotee should not condemn, rather they should try to encourage my devotional services and bring me to on a correct path. That's the way of devotion service. This is how Srila Prabhupada was doing. So when this movement started, not that all who joined were pure devotees with no desires. I'm sure many were, or most of them were, but apparently it looked like they were in the dress of hippies and doing different things. But just by association of Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, hearing from the pure devotee, these desires gradually vanished away from the heart and the beautiful creeper of devotion manifested. And then it also grows with the process of hearing and chanting. And Bhagavad Gita, same thing, that start with hearing and chanting, the creeper grows, and then to continue, it keep growing till it reaches the lotus feet of the Lord. Still you continue hearing and chanting. And even after it reaches the lotus feet, still you continue hearing and chanting. So this is real beauty about this process, that is not going to change. Not that every day we have to have some new weapon to conquer or to surrender or to understand Kṛṣṇa. The process is not going to change till the end of the life. So that's something very inspiring. So we'll take some verses. This is from Dhruva Maharaj. As we understand, Dhruva had a very big desire, right? He wanted a kingdom bigger than Brahma. So here, this is a verse, 4:9:29. So Dhruva Maharaj's heart, this was pierced by the arrows of the harsh words of his stepmother. We all go through that, right? People are piercing us by the words, and it feels very pained. My God, why this devotee is speaking to me like this? I'm trying to serve Kṛṣṇa. So it's normal process. We should remember Dhruva Maharaj, that unless and until we go through the piercing word of a loving devotee who is trying to help us out, we will not be determined in our devotional self. That brings more determination. It's a mercy of a devotee if somebody is doing it, and Kṛṣṇa's arrangement rather. And thus when he fixed upon his goal of life, he did not forget her misbehavior. He did not demand actual liberation from this material world, but the end of his devotional service, when the Supreme Personality of Godhead appeared before him, he was simply ashamed of the material demands he had in his mind. So this is a point to remember, that I can have material desires, but if by mercy of Guru, by chance, I get to see Kṛṣṇa, then I will be ashamed at that time that why I had this desire, because the only desire is to serve Kṛṣṇa, to serve devotees, to please Kṛṣṇa. Purport. This important verse has been discussed by many stalwart commentators. Why was Dhruva Maharaj not very pleased even after achieving the goal of life he desired? So we can understand that material goals is not going to satisfy us even if they are getting fulfilled. So Dhruva Maharaj fulfilled his goal, But Prabhupada is writing he was not satisfied, he was not pleased. A pure devotee is always free from any kind of material desires. In the material world, one's material desires are almost demonic. One thinks of others as one's enemies. One thinks of revenge against one's enemies. One aspires to become the topmost leader or the topmost person in this material world, and thus one competes with all others. So this is kind of main point which we all go through in this material world. Prabhupada has summarized in 3-4 categories. It basically includes all kind of major material desires in this cluster of 4 or 5 points Prabhupada mentioned. This has been described in Bhagavad Gita, 16th chapter, as asuric. A pure devotee has no demand from the Lord. His only concern is to serve the Lord sincerely and seriously, and is not at all concerned about what will happen in the future. So this is also a good point to reflect upon, that I should not be worried about the future. If I'm serving Kṛṣṇa sincerely and seriously, if my goal is to please Kṛṣṇa and Guru, then future is provided already, because Kṛṣṇa knows the future, right? Past, present and future. Only Kṛṣṇa knows, nobody else knows. So why should we get worried about the future, that, oh, this society will throw me out, or this devotee will throw me out, or this management will... No, nobody can do. It's under supreme management. Kṛṣṇa is the supreme management. Till the time he appreciates your services, nothing is going to be hampered in your life. But that lack of faith makes us be worried about future. So all anxiety we go through is about future in general. When I'm worried about what will happen tomorrow, the anxiety starts. But we don't know whether I'm there tomorrow or not. That's the first question. I might leave my body today. So it's important that we try to continue our devotional service enthusiasm in the present moment, depending on Kṛṣṇa for all his support and love and care, the way he's been providing causelessly without any reason to us all. He doesn't need a reason to show mercy. He is Bhakta Vatsala. Like our Balramji's pranam mantra has this Namo Bhakta Vatsalaya, right? They are very, very, very much focused on the care and interest of the devotees. I don't know. This has been described in Bhagavad Gita. I read this. In the Mukundamala Stotra, King Kulashekar, author of the book, states in his prayer, "My dear Lord, I don't want any position of sense gratification within this material world. I simply want to engage in your service perpetually." Similarly, Lord Chaitanya in his Siksastaka also prayed, "My Lord, I do not want any amount of material wealth. I do not want any number of materialistic followers, nor do I want any attractive wife to enjoy. The only thing I want is that I may engage life after life in your service." Lord Chaitanya did not pray even for mukti or liberation. So this is desire of a pure devotee. This is what we all aspire for, to reach at. In this verse, Maitreya replied to Vidura that Dhruva Maharaj, influenced by revengeful attitude towards his insulting stepmother, did not think of mukti, nor did he know what mukti was. Therefore, he failed to aim for mukti as his goal of life. But a pure devotee also does not want liberation. He is a soul, complete surrender to Supreme Lord, and does not demand anything from the Lord. This position was realized by Dhruva Maharaj when he saw the Supreme Personality of Godhead present personally before him, because he was elevated to the Vasudeva platform. So till then, he had full material. So this is a real special case where a devotee has a material desire and Kṛṣṇa is giving him darshan. He was not desiring anything else, just a material desire, but he's giving him darshan. Just imagine. So that was my point in the beginning, that so if somebody is having a material desire, we should not condemn that person, because we don't know what is his connection with Kṛṣṇa, how much is his devotion. We don't need to be analyzing or be judgmental about any person, about his desires. Like here it's clear. Even Narada stopped him. If you can't help me, better get out of my way. Dhruva Maharaj was very focused that I want a kingdom. I don't want don't give me lecture right now. He was not interested in that. So, but still Kṛṣṇa is so loving, Because he was on the Vasudeva platform, one can see God face to face. The Lord is also called Vasudeva. Dhruva Maharaj's demand was for a position so exalted that it was never enjoyed even by Lord Brahma, his great-grandfather. So not from an ordinary family, from the lineage coming from Brahma. Kṛṣṇa, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is so affectionate and kind towards his devotee, especially to a devotee like Dhruva Maharaj, who went to render devotional service in the forest alone at the age of only 5 years. That although the motive might be impure, the Lord does not consider the motive, he is concerned with the service. But if a devotee has a particular motive, the Lord directly or indirectly knows it, and therefore he does not leave the devotee's material desires unfulfilled. These are some of the special favors by the Lord to a devotee. It's a long purport, but this is a point connecting to this pastime also. Even though Sudāmā is not having any desire, that Kṛṣṇa can read that his wife has sent him with this gift for him, and that particular wife will be dissatisfied. Sudāmā was not worried about it, whether he will get benediction, whether he is getting some money or not. He was so happy. His mission was complete just by seeing the deity, seeing Kṛṣṇa himself. So non-different. Deity and Kṛṣṇa is non-different. So his mission was fulfilled. He forgot everything why he came for. Rather, he was feeling ashamed that the goddess of fortune is worshipping him, and I brought what I have brought for him. So what can we offer to Kṛṣṇa here? He's like, he has more than what we can think of even. So it's love of Kṛṣṇa that is accepting these things from us for our satisfaction and our appreciating us only if we offer with love, as we heard yesterday. That's the main ingredient, is looking off in the offering, nothing else. The main ingredient is love. Not that we become sahajiyas, that, I'm doing this with love. The Ācārya has given us a process, and if we continue to following the process, then gradually it will come with love. So the process has to be followed, given by Srila Prabhupada. So this was from Dhruva Maharaj. Then we have something from Prahlad Maharaj. So Prahlad didn't have any desire. Right? Prahlad Maharaj did not, but still he got to enjoy a big material opulence for so many years. So this is from 7:10, 7th canto, 10th chapter, verse number 11 and 12. Translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "My dear Prahlad, a devotee like you never desires any kind of material opulences, either in this life or in the next. Nonetheless, I order you to enjoy the opulences of the demons in this material world, acting as their king, until the end of the duration of time occupied by Manu." Just imagine what a benediction given. Such a long duration. Kṛṣṇa is telling, I know you don't want it, but still I want you to enjoy this position. So sometimes Kṛṣṇa gives this to his pure devotees, because when he is convinced that he is not going to be bewildered, or same is Sudāmā also, it will come in further verses that he never enjoyed what Kṛṣṇa gave. He was just continuing his devotional services to Kṛṣṇa. He was not so much happy that, now I have a big palace, the mission of my chanting is finished, the mission of my reading Bhagavatam is done, mission of my staying in Vrindavan is accomplished. It's not about that. Any material thing is not going to help us. We might end our life fighting for such things, but what do we get? Rather, if you try to attract Kṛṣṇa by loving devotional service, you might get more. I might be fighting for a small thing, and he might give me something really big. So Kṛṣṇa reads our mind and desires, and he does, and sometimes even if the devotee doesn't need, still he gives. So one Manu, this is duration of life, because it's till the end of Manu's life is written here. So Prabhupada is explaining what is life of Manu. So one Manu lives for a duration of time calculated to be an aggregate of 71 yuga cycles, each of which equals 4,300,000 years. Although atheistic man likes to enjoy material opulences, and they endeavor with great energy to build big residences, roads, cities and factories, unfortunately they cannot live more than 80, 90, or at most 100 years. So this is the limitation, But Kṛṣṇa here gave him opulence and gave him a long life also, so that he can have it for a long life. Although the materialist exerts so much energy to create a kingdom of hallucination, he is unable to enjoy it for more than a few years. However, because Prahlad was a devotee, the Lord allowed him to enjoy material opulence as the king of the materialist, only because he was a devotee. So, even if I have a material desire, it still makes sense to become a devotee, because then that will be fulfilled on a bigger scale. Prahlad Maharaj had taken birth in the family of Hiranyakashipu, who was the topmost materialist. And since Prahlad was the bona fide heir of his father, the Supreme Lord allowed him to enjoy the kingdom created by his father for so many years that no materialist could calculate. A devotee does not have to desire material opulence, but if he is a pure devotee, there is ample opportunity for him to enjoy material happiness also, without personal endeavor. This is a very important point. Without personal endeavor. So material opulence is still provided to a devotee. And Bhagavatam is all about the kings who were running the whole creation, whole world they were managing. They were not ordinaries, but they were focused on Krishna's lotus feet. They were focused on serving Kṛṣṇa, Yudhishthira Maharaj, Parīkṣit Maharaj, who else? Pṛthu Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj here, Ambarish Maharaj. So they are all wonderful Vaishnavas. They had nothing to do with this material opulence, but they got. So the point is, we don't have to endeavor for acquiring materialistic things. That's the message here. That's already provided to us. If it's going to come, it's coming. We don't know when, but it's coming. Only we connect that because I worked hard, I made this money. So many people are working hard, but they are like beggars, So it has no connection. The only cause is Kṛṣṇa. There is no other cause for anything that happens. So all endeavor should be to progress in Kṛṣṇa consciousness. That should be our goal of life. To please Guru and Kṛṣṇa, that should be the goal of life. Therefore, everyone is advised to take to devotional services under all circumstances. If one desires material opulence, he can also become a pure devotee and his desires will be fulfilled. Stated in Srimad Bhagavatam, akama sarva kamo va moksha kama udaradi tivrena bhakti yogena yajate purusham param. Whether one desires everything or nothing, or whether he desires to merge into existence of the Lord, he is intelligent only if he worships Lord Kṛṣṇa, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, by rendering transcendental loving service. So this is the substance of this whole pastimes or any pastimes of Bhagavatam, that whatever stage we are at, we should engage ourselves in loving devotional service of the Lord. That is the most important thing. Nothing else is important. If I am busy undoing my anarthas, I might waste the whole life. Better is I get engaged, utilize my time in serving Kṛṣṇa more, then already I am left with little time for doing other nonsensical activities. So, Kṛṣṇa appreciates that effort, Kṛṣṇa appreciates that sincerity and seriousness, as we read in Dhruva Maharaj's Purport by Prabhupada. So, we just have to try to become sincere and serious in performing devotional service. Text number 12. It does not matter that you are in the material world. You should always continuously hear the instructions and messages given by me and always be absorbed in thought of me. For I am the super soul existing in the core of everyone's heart. Therefore, give up fruitive activities and worship me. So, here again the message is about hearing about Kṛṣṇa, following his instructions and staying absorbed in him, that is thinking of him, and not getting overly engaged in fruitive activities. Purport. When a devotee becomes materially very opulent, one should not think that he is enjoying the result of his fruitive activities. A devotee in this material world uses all material opulence for the service of the Lord, because he is planning how to serve the Lord with these opulences, advised by the Lord himself. Whatever material opulence is within this possession, he engages to expand the glories and service of the Lord. A devotee never performed any fruitive or ritualistic ceremony to enjoy the results of such karma. Rather, a devotee knows that karma kanda is meant for the less intelligent man. Narottama Das Thakur says in Prem Bhakti Chandrika, karma kanda, gnana kanda, kevala vishera bhanda. Both karma kanda and gnana kanda, fruitive and activities and speculation about the Supreme Lord are like pots of poison. One who is attracted to karma kanda and gnana kanda spoils his existence as a human being. Therefore, a devotee is never interested in karma kanda or gnana kanda, but is simply interested in favorable service to the Lord, anukulyena Kṛṣṇa anushīlanam, or cultivation of spiritual activities in devotional service. So, we don't need to get into different kind of, sometimes my mind might get bewildered that, oh, I am going through this challenge, let me do this kind of a puja, which will help me to get out of this challenge. But our Acharyas has nowhere taught us this. Rather, we understand from Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's life when that yogi, Viskishan. So he was doing all those tantric thing, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur was peacefully reading Srimad Bhagavatam, and everybody was just running away from there. That's the potency of Srimad Bhagavatam, because it's non-different from Kṛṣṇa. So we should not get carried away, because here in this world, people are promoting so many different kind of religious activities also, and which is not focused on Kṛṣṇa. So it is just waste of time. So we should be very much clear about this, and as we keep reading from Prabhupada's purport, we'll get more and more clarity and more focus on the process of devotional service. So it's very, very important to stay connected with Srila Prabhupada books on a regular and daily basis. This is about Sudāmā now in this particular part. I think this is a class in Nectar of Devotion, chapter 22 it is given. Kṛṣṇa becomes obliged to the loving spirit of the devotee and not exactly to the service rendered. No one can serve Kṛṣṇa completely. He is so complete and self-sufficient that he has no need of any service from the devotee. Sometimes we think, okay, Prabhu, if there is no one to serve, I will come. What is this? This means I don't understand anything. Not that Kṛṣṇa needs my service. I need to serve Kṛṣṇa. Okay, if nobody will come for doing this seva, I will come to serve prasad. But then if everybody is coming every day, that means I am just idling. So it's very important to be enthusiastic about serving. No one can serve Kṛṣṇa. He has no need of any service from the devotee. It is the devotee's attitude of love and affection for Kṛṣṇa that makes him obliged. A very nice example of this obligatory behavior was manifested when Sudāmā Vipra, so on this point Sudāmā is quoted by Prabhupada here, went to Kṛṣṇa's palace. Sudāmā Vipra had been a class friend of Kṛṣṇa, and due to his poverty he was induced by his wife to see Kṛṣṇa to request some aid. When Sudāmā Vipra reached Kṛṣṇa's palace, Kṛṣṇa received him very well, and both he and his wife washed the feet of Sudāmā Vipra, showing respect to the brāhmaṇa, remembering his loving affairs with Sudāmā in their childhood. Kṛṣṇa began to shed tears while receiving him. So Kṛṣṇa is reciprocating as we are serving Kṛṣṇa. So if we have a material desire, we get something material. If we are serving selflessly, then we feel reciprocation from Kṛṣṇa. It is, just imagine both Kṛṣṇa and his wife washing feet of Sudāmā. As a brāhmana, Kṛṣṇa was exemplifying the behavior of a grihastha, not that he was showing that if any Vaishnava visits the house, how we should serve the Vaishnava. That was the message in that pastime. But this is how Kṛṣṇa is controlled by love of devotees. Kṛṣṇa has not to do anything to prove that he is God. Even if he rides the chariot of Arjuna, still he is God. Not that now he has become a driver. People will say, oh no, he cannot be God. He's like Brahma also, oh, he is raising cows, how can he be God? So Kṛṣṇa can do anything. Still he is Supreme Personality of Godhead. We cannot judge Kṛṣṇa's position by his external activities, the way he is. So now he is washing feet of Sudāmā, like Lord Ramchandra worshipped Shiva, when they were crossing this ocean. So somebody might say that, oh, now Shiva is bigger. There's already people think like that. But Kṛṣṇa can do anything. He can become a driver. Worshipping is still different, much superior compared to driving a chariot of a person. So Kṛṣṇa doesn't think like this. He just executes to please his devotees. Kṛṣṇa has nothing to be worried about that, oh, now people will think that I am no more God. They will bring somebody. He doesn't have to maintain his position. Unlike we keep doing all the time to maintain the position, we always keep trying our best that nobody should remove me, I am the best, nobody has done what I have done in the history of mankind, so all glory is to me. So, so it's not helpful in devotional service though. And this is from 3rd canto. We will skip this and go to the 4th. 4.8.35, again Dhruva Maharaj. Dhruva Maharaj said, "My dear Lord Naradji, for a person whose heart is disturbed by material condition of..." This is nice, very nice message. "My dear Naradji, for a person whose heart is disturbed by material conditions of happiness and distress, whatever you have so kindly explained for attainment of peace of mind is certainly a very good instruction. But as far as I am concerned, I am covered by ignorance. And this kind of philosophy does not touch my heart." He very clearly said that I have full material desires in my heart. You have good instructions, but I am not impressed much. I cannot do what you are saying. Prabhupada is saying now, there are various classes of man. So one who have material desire, and the other who does not have material desire, other who wants to serve Kṛṣṇa, want to satisfy or sacrifice everything for pleasure of Kṛṣṇa. So Dhruva did not accept the instructions given by Narada because he thought himself unfit for such instruction, which prohibited all material desires. Because Narada's instruction is like that, you just have to become a brahmachari, just give away everything. So many times he did it. He creates progeny and he converts every 10,000 brahmacharis. So this is what Narada do. He takes away all material desires. So one who is ready to sacrifice anything to satisfy Supreme Personality of Godhead can be said to have spiritual desire. Dhruva did not accept the instruction given by great Saint Narada because he thought himself unfit for such instruction, which prohibited all material desire. It is not a fact, however, that those who have material desires are prohibited from worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Kṛṣṇa consciousness is all-inclusive. Even if I have material desires, still I have facility to perform devotional service. Not that if I have material desire, I am excluded from the process. This is essential instruction from the life of Dhruva. He frankly admitted that his heart was full of material desires. He was very much affected by the cruel words of his stepmother, whereas those who are spiritually advanced do not care about anyone's condemnation or adoration. So that is very high consciousness, that a person is thinking that I am soul, even if he is blaspheming me, that is not to me. So it is not normal and easy to do for, in general, by everyone. In Bhagavad Gita it is said that persons who are actually advanced in spiritual life do not care for dual behavior of this material world, but Dhruva Maharaj frankly admitted that he was not beyond the affliction of material distress and happiness. He is admitting. He was confident that the instruction given by Narada was valuable, yet he could not accept it. The question raised here is whether or not a person afflicted by material desire is fit to worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The answer is that everyone is fit to worship him. This is so hope-giving purport. This is so much hope-giving. So the more we expand this society by distributing Srila Prabhupada books, the more we are giving a facility to a conditioned soul to get connected to a bona fide parampara, where he will get a facility to get out of his material desire, material conditioning. So it's a very, very great opportunity available to spread this Sankirtan movement of Lord Chaitanya, because here it's very clearly given, this is this translation and purport from Bhagavatam. Even if one has material desires to fulfill, he should take to Kṛṣṇa consciousness and worship the Supreme Lord Kṛṣṇa, who is so merciful that he fulfills everyone's desires. Through this narration, it will become very clear that no one is barred from worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead, even if one has many material desires. Then there is a small, not a conversation, but again a class. But I want to read from Chaitanya Charitamrita, we will skip this. This is from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela 15:166. Kṛṣṇa se satya kare, yehi mage bhritya, bhritya vancha puri, vinu nahi anya kritya. Whatever a pure devotee wants from his master, Lord Kṛṣṇa doubtlessly grants, because he has no duty other than to fulfill the desire of his devotees. It's amazing. Kṛṣṇa is like Even the devotees, vancha kalpataru, whatever desires we have fulfills all the desire. So similarly, Kṛṣṇa is also like that. His full-time business is to fulfill the desire of his devotee. And then, while reading this, we also came across this pastime of Srila Raghunath Bhatt Gosvāmī, because he was also eating similar things. So this is from Chaitanya Leela also, chapter 6, verse number 317. Sei bhata Raghunatha ratre ghare ani, bhata pakhaliya phele ghare diya banu pani. At night, Raghunath Das would collect that decomposed rice, bring it home and wash it with ample water. So this is not very good quality again, like Sudāmā was caring. Itarera drida ei maji bhata paye, lavana diya Raghunatha sei anna khaye. Then he ate the hard inner portion of the rice with salt. And this Raghunath was son of a millionaire. He gave up everything just to get mercy and attention of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Ekadina swarupataha karite dekhila, hasiyataha rakichu magiya khaila. One day Swarup Damodar saw the activities of Raghunath Das. Thus he smiled and asked for a small portion of that food and ate it. Swarupa kahe aiche amrita khao niti niti, ama sabaye nahi deha ki tomara prakriti. Swarup Damodar said, you eat such nectar every day, but you never offer it to us. What is your character? So this is a very loving exchange between devotees now, that how he is asking for this prasad from Raghunath. Govindera mukhe Prabhu sevarta sunila, haradina asi Prabhu kahite lagila. So now, when Sri Chaitanya Prabhu heard news of this from the mouth of Govinda, he went there the next day and spoke as follows. So now himself Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is going. Kaha vastu khao sabe more na deha kene, eta bali eka grasa karila bhakshane. What nice things are you eating? Why don't you give anything to me? Saying this, he forcibly took a morsel and began to eat. Similarly, here we will hear, also Kṛṣṇa will start eating later. Hara grasa laite swarupa hatete dharila, tava yogya nahe bali bale kadi nila. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was taking another morsel of food, Swarup Damodar caught him by the hand and said, it is not fit for you. Thus he forcibly took the food away. So same Lakshmiji is going to do here. She is not allowing to eat him a second morsel. Prabhu bole niti niti nana prasad khai, aiche swada ara kona prasada na pai. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, of course, every day I eat varieties of prasadam, but I have never tasted such nice prasadam as that which Raghunath is eating. So this is love, right? As we were hearing yesterday also, that Kṛṣṇa is attracted by the love, not by the whatever other dramas we can do to attract our own senses, but Kṛṣṇa is only looking for the love on what we are offering. Ei mata Mahaprabhu nana lila kare, Raghunathera vairagya dekhi santoshantare. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu performed many pastimes in Jagannath Puri. Seeing the severe penances performed by Raghunath Das, the renounced order of the Lord was greatly satisfied. So this penance has very, very great relevance in Krishna consciousness. Rama did a big austerity, so Kṛṣṇa is very much attracted when we do austerity to serve Kṛṣṇa. Apano udhare Raghunath Das, Gaurangastava kalpa vrikshe kariyache na prakash. In his poem known as the Gaurangastava kalpa vriksha, Raghunath Das has described his personal deliverance. So we end here. Thank you all very much. Grantha Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Sudāmā Brahman ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Any comments, questions?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandapana. Prabhuji, it happens like heart is breaking in devotion also.
Heart is breaking means what?
Like
Heart attack?
No. Like feeling separation or what is this like?
Feeling of separation is a PhD subject. I have no realization about that. But all I understand is our heart should break if we cannot chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra incessantly. We should try to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra as much as we can do whole day. That is more important for the neophytes. But In separation is, I think, a very big subject for me to comment anything. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. You just mentioned that somebody who is a pure devotee and then he has any desire, then the Lord fulfills the desire. But Prahlad Maharaj was a pure devotee and he was asked if he needs anything. He said no. So my question is, if somebody is a pure devotee, he don't have any desire. So why this has been mentioned that a pure devotee, desire will be fulfilled by the Lord?
A pure devotee?
A pure devotee desires will be fulfilled by the Lord. If you are a pure devotee like Prahlad Maharaj, you don't have any desire.
Yeah. But
So
pure devotees also have desire to serve Krishna. Like Srila Prabhupada has desire, even before he started ISKCON, he printed a card that International Society for Krishna Consciousness centers all around the world. So he had a desire to glorify Krishna. So devotees have desire, not that they are, because if we are desireless, then it means we are dead. So we cannot be desireless.
Prahlad Maharaj didn't have any
They
desire.
don't have, no, he didn't have material desire. That's the point.
That's what I mean, material desire.
We cannot be desireless, not possible. Prabhupada has said in many places that no desire means a dead person. So desirelessness is not possible. So desireless means having desire only to serve Krishna. That is also desireless. Desire to please Guru is also like Srila Prabhupada has only desire to please Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So that is, he was desireless. He gave up all his material comforts, peaceful residence here in Vrindavan, Radha Damodar Mandir, just to please Guru. So such desires are more important than to be claiming that I have no material desires. The real desirelessness is the desire to serve and please Guru and Krishna. So,
Can I ask one more question?
yeah. Till the time we have time, right? We have time.
You just mentioned earlier that somebody who is a devotee and then he had a material desire, then his material desires are also fulfilled, like he's happy. So how can you elaborate a bit on this? How somebody who is a devotee and his material desire also fulfilled? If somebody is a devotee and he lives in a forest or a sannyasi, then how their material desires are fulfilled there? How their material happiness?
But this is how this chapter is Sudāmā. Dhruva Maharaj we read, Dhruva Maharaj has only material desire. Narada stopped him on the way, going to the forest. He said, don't give me lecture right now, I am focused on my agenda. And he went. He wanted a kingdom bigger than Brahma. It's a material desire, purely material desire. But Prabhupada says, because he was sincere, so Krishna decided to deliver him. And when he gave darshan, like Kardama Muni also had a desire to get married, but when when Krishna gave him darshan, he said, no, you will get married to a beautiful, so he got married to Devhuti, he got Krishna himself, Kapila gave birth, they gave pṛthuka, and then he was on to his journey to Krishna. So not that these material desires hinders their progress, because they are engaged in full devotional service, but sometimes we might have that traces of material desires. So we should not be condemning devotees for that. That's learning for us. Not that we should have material desires, but if you see material desires in me, be merciful on me, try to guide me, try to help me. That's the main take from these pastimes, that even these wonderful Vaishnavas have shown some traces of material desires, but they were like, who was that? Pṛthu, no. Who was made to rule the king? Fourth canto. Not Pṛthu. Swayambhu, Shiva come, Brahma come, they all convinced him to get married and run the whole kingdom. No. Priyavrata, King Priyavrata. He was not ready, he was just busy doing devotional service. All the Mahajanas are coming, no, you get married, who will run the kingdom? So Krishna has a plan for each of us. The point is, so we have to be focused on performing devotional service. That's the main focus of our life. And gradually all other things will be cleansed. That's the process of cleansing. The process of cleansing is not that I attend a course where they teach me how to subside my anger. It's not the process. The process is to engage in devotional service, and then even though you are angry for serving Kṛṣṇa, it's acceptable. So our understanding from Prabhupada books is very clear that we have to be engaging 24 hours in performing devotional service. Then all whatever shortcomings we have will be taken care of by mercy of devotees, Guru, Kṛṣṇa. They will all help us in the process. So Ādo Shraddha, so we have faith that Kṛṣṇa is Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then we go in Sadhu Sangha, we stay in association of devotees, and they engage us in Bhajana Kriya. So we stay engaged in devotional service. Then comes Anartha Nivruti. But our stage is to stay engaged in devotional service and keep doing that in association of devotees and under guidance. Then everything else will be provided to us. Anartha Nivruti, Ruchi, Nishtha, that will all follow. But if I focus on that and not performing devotional service, then I will be lost. So, yeah. Anything else anybody would like to add? You're satisfied?
Thank you.
Thank you. ग्रंथ श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय.